Welcome to Japan English News, Quick Scan. Today's headlines. Daily COVID-19 records broken again in Tokyo, Osaka, Aichi. Tokyo and Osaka topped the areas across the nation on January 26, where record number of daily COVID-19 cases were again set, as the sixth wave of infections continues rampaging. Metropolitan government officials said there were 14,086 fresh cases, while Osaka authorities said there were 9,813 cases in their jurisdiction. Aichi Prefecture, which covers the major central Japan city of Nagoya, reported a record 4,663 cases. Omicron variant surge causing serious shortage of COVID-19 tests. The rapid spread of the Omicron variant has led to a serious shortage of COVID-19 testing kits and raised the frustration levels of healthcare workers and local government officials around Japan. Local medical workers are now scrambling to secure antigen test kits that can provide fairly quick results. Antigen tests have been encouraged for asymptomatic patients not only to prevent the virus from spreading but also to ensure hospital care would be available for patients with symptoms or at risk of becoming seriously ill. Hospital beds again run low for emergency patients. In a repeat from previous infection waves, hospitals are again facing difficulties admitting emergency patients because more beds have been set aside for COVID-19 patients. But the situation appears even worse this time around. The Fire and Disaster Management Agency said rescue workers spent more than 30 minutes trying to find hospital beds for emergency patients, a record 4,950 times in the week ending January 23. Nikkei ends at 13-month low in cautious trading ahead of Fed decision. The Nikkei index ended at its lowest level in nearly 13 months on Wednesday, as caution grew ahead of the conclusion later in the day of a two-day U.S. Federal Reserve policy meeting. The 225-issue Nikkei stock average ended down 120.01 points, or 0.44%, from Tuesday at 27,011.33, its lowest closing level since December 28, 2020. Japanese lunar exploration firm plans moon launch in 2022. 50 years after the end of the Apollo program, a Japanese space development startup firm is poised to make history again, as part of the first lunar exploration program led by a private company. iSpace Incorporated announced that its unmanned lunar lander will be launched by the end of this year from the United States. It will carry lunar probes developed separately by a UAE Space Center and the JAXA. U.S. drones to be deployed at SDF base for first time. Amid China's maritime aggression, the U.S. forces in Japan will temporarily deploy MQ-9 Reaper drones at the Maritime Self-Defense Forces Kanoya Air Base in Kagoshima Prefecture, according to multiple government sources. It will mark the first time that the U.S. military will deploy the high-flying drones at a base of any SDF branch. The aim is to heighten vigilance and surveillance to the southwest. Indonesia's capital is sinking, polluted and now moving. Jakarta is congested, polluted, prone to earthquakes and rapidly sinking into the Java Sea. Now the government is leaving, and moving the country's capital to the island of Borneo. President Joko Widodo envisions the construction of a new capital as a panacea for the problems plaguing Jakarta, reducing its population while allowing the country to start fresh with a sustainable city that has good public transportation, is integrated with its natural environment and is in an area that's not prone to natural disasters. Multiple fertility treatment methods to be covered by public insurance in Japan from April. Multiple fertility treatment methods will be covered by Japan's public health insurance system from April, the Mainichi Shimbun learned on January 25. The treatments to be covered include artificial insemination, injecting sperm into the uterus during ovulation, and in vitro fertilization, fertilizing a woman's eggs with sperm in a laboratory dish. University entrance exam question may have been leaked during testing. A photographed image of a unified university entrance exam question may have been leaked via a video calling app during testing earlier this month, prompting police to investigate the incident as a case of suspected cheating, source said. This came to light after a man who identified himself as a University of Tokyo student notified exam authorities that he had received the image of the question on a world history test via the Skype internet telephony app when the examination took place. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.